Alrighty. Welcome back to Bleach, Anime Review Episode 37. We're here reviewing the 26th episode of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, which is also the 392nd episode of the series, which is called Black. This one does in a way for a couple of the chapters after this episode. It mostly finished up adapting these chapters. From 604, it says on here 7, 10, 13. It's actually 7, 8, 10 to 13. 607. Pages 4 through 5 and 7 through 18. But I think it's more like the whole chapter. I think they may skip one thing, but the only full chapter we get here is 608 and the first 11 pages of 609. Yep. Mostly put, we conclude the whole ring thing that Oribara did last episode, where he just rearranges some Quincy stuff. Now, before I continue here, we have a we have like two major cameos here. Ichigo and his group is on screen for like 10 seconds, and then we see, Kitsuke briefly toward the end of the episode, though it ties in fight with Oribara and the leader of Squad Zero. Yeah, so the stars of the series are on screen for like 10 seconds. Because the whole episode is continuing a long fight between Squad Zero, Oribara, and his Quincy guards. Yep, so thanks to arranging of the Reishi, all the Quincy's are revived. The ones that were just beaten like last episode. So they all come back. Well, Orihara and B were basically, those two are completely unaffected by it, but all three come back. So Access decides to shoot Namihi a couple times, though he gets healed up no problem. So the whole episode is basically them brawling, and they all get to turns, and they kind of beat them, but then eventually no way to defeat them all. So basically, so in order to kill them all, Shamajuru activates her Bankai, which deals with thread and cloth. And all the guards, like, one is burned, one falls in the sand, though he'll probably come back. Because, I read about this guy, he's important. Let's see. One gets buried in silk. Basically, all of them get defeated here, kind of, and that's it for that part. In the case of Oribara versus the leader of Squad Zero, they go back and forth. Eventually, he uses black power to get rid of the name of his sword, and eventually takes away he cut his name in half. They took away his own name, renamed him Black Ant, and he thinks he beats him. Then he proceeds to have him fall down and get smushed by two giant hands. And that's kind of the way the episode in a nutshell. Yeah, by the way, he also briefly takes away his power, then he gets it back. It seems like we're just going back and forth here. And I think that's a bit weird. It's like, we think Squad Zero is winning, and then, of course, the Quincy's just come back just by pure magic. It is, from any perspective, I guess anime viewers might be a bit frustrated with this, where they think it's over, not yet. Anybody with the manga knows, yeah, we're not done yet. Because, yes, they got the 608. And if you're curious, how many more chapters left to be adapted for this very arc? You want to know? As of this very episode, because we basically adapted to 608. They go through most of chapter 600, I'm not fully counting that yet. We have roughly 76 chapters left. That is correct. 76 chapters. Yep, 76 overall. This episode was good, but if you're anime only, you'd be a bit frustrated because you're like, oh, we beat the Quincy's, and then the Quincy's come back, and they beat the Squad Zero, and then Squad Zero goes back. It's like back and forth, and I guess some people might be a bit frustrated with this episode, but me, I thought it was really good. Final thoughts on Cour 2, because yes, we're at the end of Cour 2. Well, I do think basically this particular Cour did advance the story really well. The only problem I have with this arc is that a lot of this arc, the main character series Ichigo, is not even seen. And plus also, another problem is the Yuri situation, where she finally shows up, and it was announced by her new voice actress that she's voicing her. And my guess is everybody threw a fit. The fact Wendy Lee wasn't here, I wasn't upset. I was a bit perplexed, and they replaced her voice actress. And I'm not sure what the heck happened. It was so strange, where like she announced like, oh, I'm voicing Yorichi, and then the episode comes out, it's like she does a pretty good job, and then the very next appearance they replace her Wendy Lee. Which this caused a humongous uproar on Twitter. My gosh, there was so much uproar about this. Because, oh, we have an actress who basically is the same as the character's ethnicity. For me, anyways, I don't freaking care about that. I don't care if, in fact, the ethnicity of an English dub actor doesn't match the character they're playing. I don't freaking care. What I care about is that they're good at their part, not by the color of their skin. I mean, it was stupid the fact that the actor who played Chad, by the way, he's our third voice actor for the series, who decided to leave because I'm not Mexican, so I can't voice Chad anymore. A whole bunch of freaking nonsense. The fact that several characters were replaced for like, seemingly for no reason. At least in the case of Ikkaku, there was a reason why. You see, he was originally voiced by Vic Mignogna. And because of the stupid controversy from a few years ago, actually it's been like 5 years, about 5 years now, the sexual harassment lawsuit, which the allegations, as far as I know, have never been substantiated. People have claimed that he was sexually harassing them. And because of that, he got frickin' blacklisted. So, Viz Media decided not to bring him back for his character. I'm sure he had no issue with it at all, probably to avoid any ramifications. So they brought in Todd Heppercorn to play Ikkaku. I don't have an issue with this because Ikkaku is more of a memorable character than the character he played in the Fullbringer arc, whose power is that he's really lucky. Because he has lucky son brass knuckles. But I at least gotta admit, basically, he was a good choice to play Vic because Todd is funny. My gosh, is he funny. He is hilarious as Ikkaku. He keeps with it's like, my guess, he must have watched Vic Mignogna's performance as Ikkaku, or he went in his own style, but he is just as funny as Vic was. It was so funny. Oh, before I can do more final thoughts, this episode brought back something that's not been seen since the end of the original Bleach series. The illustrated shorts. They brought it back for this episode. They have 2 in this episode. First, we have Cone, where he just shows up the fact, oh, he doesn't recognize him. Each doesn't recognize him. But then, of course, it goes main plot, which I thought was so funny. And then they play about a gag to have in this very arc, where Sengoku had Rikiku had to strip naked in order to, be measured, and Renji had apparently to do the same thing. I thought this was funny. Yeah, the fact he had to remove his loincloth, but they don't show his loincloth removed. Because the way they do it this way is weird. It's like, it's like a video game with this thing. I thought it was really weird. Like, we have, talking heads, but the lips don't move. I thought this was really weird. It's great they brought these back. Now, I'm sure Viz Media was perplexed, Really? We brought this back? Why? It makes no freaking sense they brought this back. But they probably want to bring some humor, especially since basically this has been a very serious and dark arc. So, throw in some humor. The first one I did not think was funny. Second one I definitely thought was funny. Yes. But yeah. I thought this arc was good. It's been good so far. And I can't wait for Cour 2, which comes out in April. My gosh, seems like a lot of stuff's coming out in April. Like, not like this is coming back. I believe that next year, oh my gosh, next year is more packed than this year. We have part 2s of this Mystic Academy of the season 3 for Konosuba, season 3 for, there's a whole bunch. I'll probably talk about later on for that one, but it'll take too much time for this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Particular View. So this one, see you back in April at some point, maybe May, when the Doug comes up for it. So next is the Comic Corner, and then it's on to Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, thanks to you. Bye.